Hey, I wanted to do that because I've talked frequently or most recently about my body, and I just kind of wanted to reveal what I look like because I still have that huge self-consciousness about myself, and I like wearing these kind of clothes because you can't really tell anything. Yeah, I'm just kind of feeling like actually not bad. That's the absolute truth. My dog and I went for a walk earlier because I got home early and got done with a meeting early. And so I decided to get out, go for a walk, take my dog for a walk because he's really needed it. He hasn't been feeling good lately. And he got into a half a bag of cat food and it just really bloated him up. Yeah, really looked like a sausage. So I had to take him for a walk. I didn't have to. I mean, it's beautiful out, and so I wanted to make sure I got some activity in myself. I have not felt like myself lately. I know that's a huge surprise to you guys based on all of my writing and my videos. And I'm just coming to terms with the fact that I'm probably not always going to feel like normal, so to say, like where you can just live, have, some type of monotone type of attitude and personality, only letting it go so high or so low. But with me, it's not like that. I seem to have the opposite of monotone where I'm just, or I don't even know if that's the right word. I'm just in my head a lot. And as I have been listening to biographies and podcasts about artists and other people, I realize that it's not uncommon at all. And this probably is not hugely revealing to you, and it isn't to me, so to say. But when you find yourself immersed in these highs and lows, and in some anxiety, and then at times depression, and other times it's just sadness, and I can easily walk away from it, after I cry or listen to a song. But I'm realizing that I've been this way for a long time, and I don't think it's going to change. So I'm kind of like learning to accept that. And the other thing is to just, understand it and realize that it is a theme in all of my writing. I do direct a lot of my stuff to others similar to me. And I got to thinking for the longest time that I wrote my podcasts and my blogs and my videos, how I did not always want to have the subject of depression or anxiety because I figured people just don't want to listen to that all the time. They, turn on a video or something. I thought, okay, once I literally, this is such a revelation to me because honestly, I thought that once I got over this upheaval, once this event was behind me, once this breakup was done, once this business is taken care of, once my dog is taken care of, once we find a college for my daughter, it's like on. And I always think, okay, originally it was once I get through this divorce and, have a couple years to, go through the grief and stuff after, the girl's dad died. I thought the depression's going to come. I have anxiety. Okay, fine. It'll go away. I have thought that to the point where that's why I don't want to write about it all the time, because I think I'm supposed to change it up for you guys. Like I should have days when I can talk about depression a little bit, and then other days where I just talk about regular stuff And I know that I do that once in a while, but listen, for those of you that are like me and have come to terms with the fact that you may always have to live with a combination of depression and anxiety, I just want to say that it's so new to me, and I'm a little like, I don't know, I feel indifferent about it because I've always thought that I would just get to a point where I was completely fine, like better. And so that's a little embarrassing because I never ever realized something that people have probably known for a really long time once they acquire it. And that probably has a lot to do with not doing like a lot of my own research, not actually taking therapy serious, not taking my Christianity serious, or even being at a real conflict between, okay, is this something I can just pray away, or is it something that I need a chemical for, or therapy, or just something else? And I understand now that prayer helps you to get through things, but it's not really cut out for actual depression, because it is a chemical in your brain and it has a lot to do with how it operates. It can also have a lot to do with, what you were exposed to at a young age and the environments that you've lived in. And I think that's a lot of how mine came about. I think I probably caught some of this, probably quite a bit of it, from my mom, because I think she was not able to find happiness in regular days, and a lot of her days were just constantly filled with dread, anxiety, and just a lot of not feeling real positive about life. So I witnessed a lot of that, and that's kind of how I just started adapting that. So anyway, I just wanted to hop on here. I was going to read one of my blogs, and it actually ties into this, but I think I'm going to keep this short segment separate from this, because this one that I wrote back in October, I believe, of 25, I just read it, and it's really what prompted me to do this whole separate video itself, because this was back from October. And as I read it before reciting it to you guys, I just realized that I could have wrote those same words today and added so much more to it. To say it's kind of exciting to understand your depression and anxiety might sound strange to some, but it is to me, because no, it's not something you can pray away, but it's something you can learn to live with. And who helps you live through a lot of things? Well, Christ. And with me not even realizing that he helped me like live through a lot of this depression, anxiety, he was there when I was really just toppling myself over with all sorts of drugs and abuse and just some really bad choices. Jesus was always there, and totally and completely, I mean, the depression and anxiety existed back then. It's just taken different forms of itself as I've gone through my own stages. And, I know that some of you can totally relate to this, because I think if you look back to who you were when you were 20 You could probably detect some of your own depression and anxiety in there, but you viewed it differently. And then the older you become is when I think you just kind of embrace it and start to learn a lot from it, and how it's not something that has to, keep you from anything, and it should not keep others from you, afraid it's contagious, or, the mentality of a depressed person bringing another person down. I mean, songwriters write lyrics about this stuff, and we listen to it because we have an opportunity to relate to it, and it helps us. So being around a depressed person, you have to realize, you know, some days we might not be feeling it, and we just don't like talk as freely, but we're not gonna like totally be super down around you. I speak for myself. I wonder if others feel this way, but I'm not gonna totally be like this, you're bringing me down kind of person, because then that would make me feel really bad. I think it's something that I want to keep to myself quite a bit, and just appreciate it in my time, but still talk about it so that people know that I take a lot of people into consideration. And I know there's a lot of people out there that need me and need the hope that I can bring and the past experiences I can bring to help guide them through their own challenges, and show them that it is possible to come out of a lot of things. I know that I need to be there for those kind of people, and that is going to be the high parts of my constant brain activity. Is going to be those highs that I get from helping another person, because of what God allowed me to go through to get to that person. So anyway, I think before I really get off track here, because I appreciate it when all these words come to me so freely, because I hope you realize that it's not scripted at all. It's just me. And I hope that helps you to know that this is who I am. And I just want to extend myself out there to help somebody. All right. So anyway, I'm going to get to my blog. I'm going to turn this off, and then you're going to see me again if you watch this again. And I will be reading something from script. So, all right, talk to you later. If you know somebody that can use this, please be sure to share with them. And find me also on Facebook, Apple, Spotify, and on my online blog and YouTube. All right. God bless you. Talk to you soon. Ask Jesus to come into your heart. Help you. Okay, bye.